Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing another retro review. Now, for those that missed the last live, my buddy Josh talked about how in his art history class, there's this theory about the blue-orange movie poster color scheme. Now, blue and orange are complementary colors, so a lot of films use that color scheme to um, really make their posters stand out. So I googled that, and I downloaded this picture. You can find the full list of on my letterbox. So I'm gonna do some retro reviews of every movie in that poster except a couple of them. Um, and yeah, that's what we're just going to be doing for the channel. So if you want to join along with the challenge, you can follow me on Letterboxd. My link and the link to the list will be on the description of this video. And the first film that we'll be doing is The Bourne Identity from 2002. This movie is rated PG-13 with a runtime of an hour and 59 minutes. I watched this on HBO Max, so it's currently there as of the recording of this video. Also, as of the recording of this video, the Rotten Tomatoes for this film is at 84% for the critics, 93% for the audience. Now, granted, it's been a long time since this movie was released. Um, this movie was directed by Doug Liman, written by Tony Gilroy, which I didn't know going into this film. I actually had never seen this film prior to this latest attempt. I've seen the trailers. I kind of know the in the periphery, like Jason Bourne and a lot of the mythology that's come out of there. Uh, but now that I know Tony Gilroy is in this film, like was part of the writing team, I understand why I enjoyed it as much as I did. Also co-written by William Blake Hearn, based on a novel by Robert Ludlum. Also, while doing prep for this review, I realized that this is a remake of another film of the same name, The Bourne Identity, from 1988, which is I'd never heard of that film. So that was pretty insane. But let's get on to the review. But first, let me give you a quick synopsis of the film. If you haven't seen it, I will probably get into spoilers for the movie later on in the review. Not too deep, but just some specific samples. But this is a pretty old movie, so. All right, so let's do a quick synopsis for this film. This is the story of a man salvaged near death from the ocean by an Italian fishing boat. When he recuperates, the man suffers from total amnesia without identity or background except for a range of extraordinary talents in fighting, linguistic skills, and self defense that speak of a dangerous past. He sets out on a desperate search, assisted by the initially rebellious Marie, to rediscover who he is and why he's being lethally pursued by assassins. This movie stars Matt Damon as Bourne, Franco Potente as Marie, Chris Cooper as Conklin, Clive Owen as the professor, the great Brian Cox as Ward Abbott, and Julia Stiles as Nicolette, who from trailers and stuff I've seen is also in some of the other films. So I think overall, and like I said, this is my first watch, but The Bourne Identity, like I can immediately see why this is a classic movie that has stood overall the test of time. At the heart of the film is really Matt Damon's portrayal of Jason Bourne. This highly skilled assassin, but he really brings in a performance that uh, gives you that sense of vulnerability to the role, which makes Bourne a lot more relatable and more sympathetic. His physicality and ability to perform these impressive stunts just really make him seem like a convincing action hero for this franchise. But Matt Damon is also has a great emotional range and depth to his character and his performance, which really complements this as not just being a spy thriller or just an action movie, right? It really brings in another layer of that. Um, a lot of the action sequences are great. They're a real standout for the film, especially for the time. Like, I think filmmaking has evolved a lot in the past 20 plus years. But the fight scenes here are really well choreographed. They add more of a gritty and realistic aspect to the film. You can tell that there's a lot of practical effects on real locations that just bring some intensity to that action. Now, however, there are a few instances where I did notice some of the fight scenes and stuff, like they seem a little clumsy. Uh, the editing also feels like they are editing very up close to the fight to avoid having to do like real well. Like there's just a couple of instances, so I don't know why the choice was made to do it that way, but it overall the action's pretty well shot. Just there was a few things. There's a scene where one of the assassins jumps out the window and it looks very clumsy, like just the action of him jumping out the window, and then just little details like that. Sometimes they pop in and out, but overall, just really well. There's also the mystery of this. Like if you don't know what, like even if you know kind of the overall story of Jason Bourne, the mystery aspect just is very well crafted, and really keeps you guessing what's going to happen, like how he's going to get out of all this trouble until the end. Delving into shadowy world of espionage where nothing is what it seems. Everyone has an agenda. You can't really trust anyone. It really draws you into that mystery, kind of on the co-side along Bourne, where we have this character of Marie who almost acts as a surrogate for the audience because she really is just going along for the ride, discovering all these things that he doesn't even know about himself, trying to piece together his identity and uncover the truth about his past. So every time there's a reveal for her, there's really a reveal for the audience. Every time they have to move somewhere or go somewhere or find a way out, it's also a way out for the audience. So that was really interesting. Like I said, all these locations, they really add a lot of intrigue to the film, whether it's the streets of Paris or a house in the country somewhere in Europe. Just the use of these real locations make it feel more authentic in a world that you want to explore even more. Like it was easy to see why they would make a franchise out of these movies. Um, Another strength of this film is really the slow pace of the world building. The movie gradually introduces things from the world of espionage, like the whole agency, the Treadstone, all that stuff. The community that the intelligence community that they have in this world. It's only shown very briefly. We only see this one room. We only see this one task force, only one assassin. So there's not a lot of, you know, we don't get to see what's behind all the doors. And I think that was left intentionally there to be explored at a later time. So the film is definitely not afraid to delve into some of the moral ambiguity of the intelligence community, where loyalty is a rare commodity and betrayal is a constant threat. Uh, you know, Having to cooperate with all these all these organizations and worldwide policing forces and stuff like that. So it's just a really engaging movie that really delivers on everything that I wanted. Action, mystery, the intrigue. Like I said, Matt Damon is a fantastic performer and really a standout from here. Brian Cox, I feel like he's also brings a lot of credibility to the franchise, to the role. And I am very curious to see the character of Julia Stiles, how it's going to evolve in the future. So yeah, highly, if you've never seen this film, highly recommend it. I will probably watch the rest of the franchise just to see where Jason Bourne has gone since then. I know there's at least four movies since this one was made. I know one of them doesn't have Matt Damon in the prominent role, but I'll see. I'll definitely check those out. But stay tuned to check out more movies from this blue orange poster movie list. Like I said, follow me on Letterboxd. I'll be recording all the progress there. You can also see the list of movies that I'll be watching. And yeah, very excited to go on this journey along with the audience. So, as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.